Mabia Valley. Let's see who's been lucky with the toss.
Welcome to the second game on day 7 of the Dream 11 T10 Blast at the Darren Sammy Stadium. This afternoon we have the Mabia Valley team versus Vieux North. We also have our captains Al Prince from Vieux North and Murugan Shulin from Mabia Valley. Mabia Valley is the home team today, so they toss first. Tails. Tails it is. So Vieux North has won the...
Al, what's your decision?
We're going to have a bowl first.
Any changes to your team this time around?
Yes, we have one change to our team. Striker replacing David Natram. Because we believe we need to give everybody a chance and opportunity, no matter win or lose. But I believe everybody needs to a fair chance to play at the Dream 11. It's a big tournament where anybody can explore their talent, and we bring in striker today.
Talk to us about your approach. You've seen teams do well and then they come back and struggle. Talk to us about your approach to this match.
Well, my approach to a match there is with full confidence with the team. We feel motivated. We won our last game, so we have to use that into this game. Is the experience everybody come to play. At the end of the day, I wish Mabia Valley the best. May the best team win.
We have good weather, so we expect some good cricket from you.
Yes, always. Once I'm on the field, good cricket from my team and my team. And I must say, good afternoon to everybody that watching Vieux North out there, and thanks again.
Good luck, Prince.
Cheers.
McGarren, talk to us about the decision and how you're going to approach it.
Well, we were hoping to bowl first as well, you know. Throughout the tournament, the team bowling first has gotten the better of the results. But all in all, we sent him to bat. We're looking to post a good total on the board.
So you have to reset now. You saw the first performance and obviously you had a meeting on it. Talk to us about what was discussed and how do you plan to approach this one?
Yes, the energy all in all wasn't that well from us yesterday. Batting first, we were in a good position, but we did not finish as strong as we hoped to. We're looking to start good today and maintain that same energy throughout the innings.
Well, just one change for Vieux North. They're confident about winning and taking that energy into this game. So it's going to be Mabia starting, and that's turned away by Changu. 6 years starts from the commentary box end. So they're off and running, 1 without loss. Vieux deciding that everyone must get a game. So that will be good for the spirit, huh?
Yes, Sean Stricker, former teammate of mine, is into the squad.
So Polius will take strike. Mabia. 1 without loss. This is the first over. And that's, well, a good-looking shape. Only one thing, he didn't put bat to ball. He moved into the shot, but didn't make any contact at all. Beats the outside edge, goes to the keeper. Polius, the non-striker. Chandru on 1 and 6 years. From the commentary box end. He's got almost a third slip. You really can't call that a gully, but no orthodox slip. Very wide. Plays inside the line as he goes across. So we've had what, 2 deliveries and no real action yet. Very quiet. We still have the crowd with us. We're here for their vaccines. Below is not anywhere near the playing area. It's well away. From all reports, it's well organized with a large crowd. 6 years balls, and that's pulled out on the onside, but it goes straight to the mid-wicket. And the total remains in 1 without loss. Mabia winning the toss and deciding Greg to send the winners of the first game they played in.
Yes, Reds.
6 years. That's Paul this time beats mid-wicket to his right, and the ball races away over the rope. So finally getting the ball away.
is really to signal that late.
So 5 without loss on the board, and that really sped away very quickly, but the length was all wrong.
Yeah, two shot there by Ernest Sexius and Chad Frenchman Polio standing tall and just having a big whack at this one, making good contact, and this one sped through the mid-wicket area for 4.
Is that a signal for the no ball, Roland?
Free hit.
A free hit upcoming. And the free hit gives him a chance to get into his wicket. Another short ball. He likes his short, so does the batsman, as he pulls that through mid-wicket. So 10 runs on the board in a jiffy. Not good bowling.
Yes, poor bowling there by Ernest Sexius and Chad. Polio's having the luxury of a free hit. Reds just waited on the back foot and hit and struck the ball in perhaps the identical area where he did previously.
Yes, no mistaking. Full advantage. Full advantage would have been a 6, but he was quite happy with a 6 and a 4. And that's
Pulling away.
huge swipe. You can't describe it. A swing and a miss. And it's true to the keeper. The end of the first over. And the end of the first over, Mabia sent into bat at 10 without loss with 8. Shangru is 1 and Polios on 8.
Yes, good over there. Good start by the Mabia Valley Constrictors, right? Much better start than what they had in the previous game. In the previous match, after the first over, they were 5 for the loss of 1 wicket, so they would be pretty happy with the start on this occasion.
So we've been told 10 of the first over. Shangu 1
Is it bowler?
is going to be
Josh
facing.
Foreman.
Man.
And Polius Antonin strikers then, so it looks like it's going to be left arm. Let's see what variety he will start with. He wants the fine leg to, well, he wants the fine leg to come to third man. Doesn't want a fine leg. There's no long leg. He is around the wicket, but he's bowling off spin. And that's pushed out in the onside. No fine leg, no long leg. He got to be really on the money.
Yeah, he apparently has good control, right?
Bowls from wide the creases, hike down over long on and inside the boundary, 4 runs. Well, he probably feels that the way he's going to bowl, he doesn't need fine leg nor long leg. Pitched up, and that's hiked away by Shangu. 40 without loss. He is 5. Polius is 8. Field changing around. Square leg has come in near the umpire. And he just swings it out outside the line of the off stump, and lucky he wasn't bowled off stump. No need to look for those big shots, especially after you've gotten a good boundary, a lot of real estate to turn the strike over in. Delivery which is played back towards the bowler. Man, tall, rangy, bowling fairly flat off spin around the wicket as he comes in once more. And that's appeal for leg before, turned on by the umpire. Polius 8. Shangu is in strike. There's a slip for the off spinner as he goes in, and that's in the air. Who's going to catch it? It comes down to third man. A falling catch. Big man getting under it. And I would think Sexius taking a good tumbling catch, but didn't have, he had a lot of time really to get under it, but unnecessary. unnecessary there because you already had 14 on the board. You didn't have to go for something that big.
Yes, Orichongo again getting out very early, the first match for the Valley Constrictors.
Today, I would like to introduce you to the fixed special deposit. What's so special about this deposit? It is all about you, the customer. The interest rates and maturity periods are negotiable. That's how special this is. The special deposit instrument was designed to meet the needs of those who cannot be accommodated within the existing investment options. For more information on our special deposit and other investments, call Fix today at 458-8700 or 458-8740 or email Fix at info@fixlimited.com. Fix, firm and upright.
Scoring in most cases, but not a bad catch. It was high in the air. He had lots of time, but it was a tumbling catch eventually, as if he was slightly away from the ball. So Edmonds and Polius, and now Edmonds go for a little sprint, touch the screen at the other end. We've seen quite a few people in, I think, Warner, the Australian opener, does that often. So Sexius is going to be bowling to Polius, is on 8. Very cool. Polius taking the bottom hand away. As if that made a little bit of height. Looked suspicious at the pitch, as if he saw something that we didn't see. He's closer to the action, and pulling the bottom hand away.
Good first delivery there from Unel Sexius. That one just making a bit of height, but Frenchman Polius played it well enough.
Frenchman Polius. Cricket name he'll be known now. He turns it nicely down towards the long leg. Not a great return from the long leg, but it doesn't cost any extra runs. One more to the total. 15 on the board. Polius has gone to 9 of 8. Gotten very cool all of a sudden. Well, we can see sun on the high ground. This is a bit of an amphitheater. It's beautifully placed, the Darren Sammy. This is where the less rainfall in St. Lucia, when they did the survey, 15 for 1. Edmonds yet to get off the mark. And is again uncertain. Little, shall I play, shall I not play? Now he goes for a little jog towards, as they say in Australia, he goes for a little walkabout out towards the short square leg. But doesn't look to be too certain outside the off stump.
Yeah, it looks a bit suspect outside the off stump, but Unel Sexius Reds in the middle of a good second over.
Yes, he can well ask for a slip after seeing the uncertainty. Sexius ball once more, and that's squatted over cover. It wouldn't run into the boundary. They come back for the second. They could look for the third. They decide against it. I don't think they had, in fact, the real commitment to they didn't have 3 runs in mind. It was an afterthought. So Edmonds have to settle for 2. Poor running.
Yes, poor running. Polius perhaps wanted the third because he would have been on strike, but Edmonds perhaps wanting the strike was not interested in the third run.
17 for 1. Sexius has conceded 13 runs. As he goes down the leg side and wide signal. Confidence should be high with the bowler. He just taking a catch that does help you to feel you're part of the action. But he will want to join the wicket-taking column. Man is 1 for 4. Sexius is none for 14. We're back with the sunshine. We're back with Sexius. And again, weakness outside the line of the off stump. The feet are planted in concrete. Now, after the ball passes him, settles into the keeper, he moves forward and does all the correct stuff.
But it's too little, too late, Reds. It's a dot ball registered in the scorer's book.
So still 18 for 1. His partner comes down, a whisper, some advice. Now there's a slip, very wide, almost a second slip. Sexius goes in, and this delivery, he goes back and plays it middle of the bat, nice looking shot, but doesn't beat the backward point, and the over is completed. So we've had 3 overs completed, and they are slightly laboring Mabia at 18 for 1.
Yes, slow going by the MABOUYA Constrictors, Red, even slower than they did in the first game. At the end of the third over in the first match, they were 23 for 1, and they are 18 for 1, 5 runs
13 dot balls.
less than what they were in the first game, but they're soaking up quite a bit of dot balls, some 13 dot balls so far in 18 deliveries. So they've only scored off 5 deliveries, really.
Well, now I'll tell the story. Man is going to move in. He's going to continue to bowl without a fine leg or a long leg. But at least for a spinner, you think you will have a fine leg. He's bowling around the wicket. He's got to be on the off stump. He's just about off stump, and that's pulled by Polias, but the ball is going too quick to mid-wicket for look for the single. So still 1 for 18. Man goes in, and that's hit loftily down towards the Dream 11 board on the far side. Good hit, a lot of right shoulder into that as he really had a little bend of the knee, hitting it straight. He's 13. It goes up to 22 for 1. 22 for 1 as the return comes in to Man. Man 1 for 8 off 1.2. That's a delivery which is wide outside the off stump. I think he could have been roughed up by being hit for 4. Decided he was going to not give him a chance to put bat to ball, but went too wide. This is a ball that kept very low. And played in a little dab shot. Certainly kept low there, Greg.
First one we have seen for the Deerets.
Man wants ball, and that's hit over, square leg will take it. Good, dropped it. And I think Alexander lost it when he fell back. He had it in the hand, but making the contact, he really got into reverse gear, seemed to clutch it over his head, but then came down on his back and then dropped to the ground. Missed opportunity, bad luck on Man, who stays at 1 for 10. And the total is 1 for 24. And Edmonds taking a stand of marking his guard. Let's see if he'll have a little more success with the bowling of the spin. And plays defensively. Good stop. He was traveling, he went to the non-strikers boot almost. Man once more goes in, and that's back to the bowler. And I think Edmonds is having great difficulty in getting the ball away. He remains in.
I remember my first lateral ball encounter as a child. We were so excited. I would run down the stairs all the while clowning around with my neighbors. And when we got to the waterfall, with the sun peeking through the trees, the most magical thing I ever experienced. I go back again and again and again. That's my Miku.
in the first game. After the fourth over, they were 24 for 1, and in this game they are 24 for 1.
So they are level pegging. So men are moving in a different direction. What we got? We've got a long on, long off, deep in wicket, square leg going back onto the rope. And we have a mid off, a cover and a backward point. So that's the field. No fine leg. And the fieldsmen are reinforcing the onside. So very little support on the offside. It's a strong onside field. The square leg now goes around to allow a mid-wicket to come in. And that's hiked away. That's in the air and should be caught and is caught. Big heave. Maybe the pressure of Can getting the ball away. So Polias goes for 14. And big hit. Really had great elevation, but didn't have the length. And it's 24 for 2. We've seen the back of Polias.
Yes, a big blow there, struck by Tariq Gabriel. Again, really setting the field, setting Polias up with a strengthened, fortified leg side, as you did indicate, Red. Some 4 fielders all patrolling the boundary, and Tariq Gabriel cleverly just slowed this one up for Chad Polias, and he went for the big heave and not able to clear Joshua Mann coming off the long on boundary. So good blue struck there by Tariq Gabriel and the Vieux North Raiders.
Yes, good thinking all wrong by the captain and bowler and all included. The field hasn't changed too much. There's still 4 in the off and the rest in the on. And now he wants the cover to come around as he moves in once more. And this is another hit in the air. Who is going to take it?
Tariq.
Bowler going to take it himself. So a slide here. 2 balls, 2 scalps, 24 for 3. 24 for 3. And I don't know if it's the field placing. I don't know if it's the fact that he's coming around the wicket. But certainly looking again to hit it out of the ground and just keeping it high over the square.
Yes, Zachariah Edmonds really have been struggling to time the ball. He faced some 7 deliveries for just 2 runs. So it means at the time he's been struggling, Reds, and he's just in the fall of the wicket of Chad Polias. So one would have expected him perhaps to look to push the ball around, but we saw him going for the mighty heave, still looking to clear the boundary, and the ball did not even leave the square. Went straight up, and the bowler Tariq just, moved across just a few steps and took a smart catch, relatively easy by his standard.
Unproductive, 2 off 7. And let's see if Smith and Gillette will have any more luck. They're both a not.
Well, Shulet, Tariq Gabriel is on a hat-trick, Reds.
Yes, very much at a hat-trick. He's going over the wicket to the right-hander. He wants the long on to move to his right. Again, the ball is pitched up, and a good thinking here by Cholet. Gets onto the front foot, does go for the big heave, and spoils the hat-trick for Gabriel. Gabriel has had 3 overs yet to 3 deliveries yet to concede a run. Well, he's going to concede plenty here, because that is almost out of the ground. Pitched up, and Cholet really on the front foot, picking that up and hitting that high over a wide long on. A massive 6 if there's been one in this tournament, with one out of the ground earlier, let me say, and it's 3 for 30. He is 6. His partner Smith is yet to score.
Big 6 they struck by Shulet. He just ensured Reds that Tariq Gabriel did not get a hat-trick. Played a defensive shot, and next delivery he faced out of the ground.
Gabriel deciding to do away going over the wicket. He's going to come around the wicket to the right-handed Shulet. It's 3 for 30, a 4.4 overs ball. And he decides not to bowl it. He's going to decide he's going to walk away, do some stretches, and he settles once more. Gabriel to Follett, who will win. I think the dot ball wins because he looked to tuck it out to the outside. The bowler feels themselves. They were indecisive whether to take a very sharp run. So the last delivery in this over, they're 3 for 30. We're about to see the fifth delivery, bowled. The fifth over is in fact completed, and after 5 overs, Mabia sent in the bat a 3 for 30. It's more from you, Greg, and then it will be Cliver's choose.
Yes, the end of a very successful over there by Tariq Gabriel, an over in which we saw first Chad Polius going for a mighty heave and only getting the fielder Joshua Mann running off the long on boundary, and next delivery Zachary Edmonds again looking to perhaps repeat the shot that Chad Polius attempted, and only to sky one which couldn't even go past the square, and Tariq Gabriel coming in for a relatively easy cotton ball catch. So the constrictors, they have been constricted. With 40 on the board at the halfway stage, you're certainly doing not what Shulet would have expected at the halfway stage.
And of course, the constrictors, they are indeed being constricted. One can say that Tariq Gabriel outfoxed the two Mabia Valley constrictors batsmen by his field placing, and he was really bowled to his field. His captain gave him a field, and he bowled to it. And the batsmen on this occasion, they were looking to chance their hand, but could not clear the fielders. Zachary, in the case of Zachary Edmond, he really just got a top edge and presented a very easy chance to the bowler Tariq Gabriel. It's Williams, Johan Williams. That delivery wraps Dale Smith on the pad, and he might have gotten an edge there, inside edge, no signal from the umpire, and he seems to be off the mark. Dale Smith getting off the dreaded knot, according to Reds Pereira. And Williams, Johan Williams, will now bowl to McGarren. McGarren Shulet, we saw him just avoiding preventing Tariq Gabriel from getting the hat trick, and then taking to the boundary, over the boundary for 6, and this time he pushes into the offside. And this is very important what McGarren Shulet has done, and it's a point to note. Mabia Valley constrictors in the first 3 overs had faced a number of dot balls. And Smith pushes out towards the wideish mid-on, arm-long on, and he gets 1. That's all there will be as the fielder rushes up the boundary and returns that to the bowler. 1 run, 33 for 3, all 3s on the board. And Williams into McGarren Shulet out towards the deep mid-wicket. They come through for 1. The fielder comes around, and that's all there will be. 1 run to McGarren Shulet, 34 for 3 Mabia Valley constrictors. The scoring rate has been constricted, Greg. And Williams again into Smith down the leg side. He's working this one out towards the boundary and fine leg, and Sexius comes through. He holds it just inside the boundary, and they come through for 2 leg byes. That one came off the pads, and Dale Smith was looking to work this one behind square on the leg side and not making any contact. Williams to Smith, and Smith is giving himself some room outside off and not making any contact. The over comes to an end, 36 for 3, Greg Wilson.
Get more with our Massy card. One card, many locations for your rewards. Earn points at all Massy stores and Massy card partners island-wide and watch your points grow. Visit our customer service desk at Massy stores or www.massycard.com for more information. Enjoy the many benefits that only your Massy card can bring.
So they well shot Mabia Valley Constrictors, and Gabriel will continue. He had a splendid first over, 1 over, 2 wickets for 6 at some point. He was on a hat-trick, and he will look to see if he can do the same. The sun is still here with us at Beausejour, but there's some clouds gathering in the distance over the hills, and McGarren Shulet is pushed forward and a fumble, and there's an appeal. Fumble, but the catch was taken. The keeper was up, the bowler was up. The umpire, Alan Ashby, was not interested.
Yes, umpire Ashby really was not interested in the appeal. So it was the first appeal there by bowler Tariq Gabriel, wicketkeeper Peters as well.
And it's Gabriel, and out towards the fielder there, Joshua Mann, and he came in for the catch, and in the end had to just parry it over the boundary, goalkeeper style, one bounce over the boundary.
Yes, man charging in, but certainly could not get to the drop zone, and just looked to take evasive action in the end, but just really parrying the ball over the line.
And hit with some power this time. He goes onto the offside, the diving stopper from Ernel Sexius. That one was traveling again out of the bat of Shulet, and Ernel Sexius, a very good diving stop there.
Yes, this is the sort of effort I'm certain that bowler Tariq Gabriel would want from his fielders.
Good backing up from the fielders as Gabriel bowls into McGarren. This one is on the line of leg stump into Smith, and Smith is pushing it out towards a wide-dish long on, and he comes through for one, brings Shulet, Captain Shulet, back on strike. He's on 13 from 9. The score is 42 for 3. Tariq Gabriel at the top of his mark. He's bowled 1.4 overs, 2 for 12, and bowls to McGarren. This time he picks it up with the wind. The fielder is at a deep mid wicket. He's only going to be a spectator on this occasion.
Yes, beautifully whipped off the pads there into the wide mid wicket area, into the Johnson Charleston for 6. So good hitting there by McGarren.
And this is the second time we've seen him do that. He did that when in the first over, when Gabriel was looking and bowling very well, and this time around he picks him up again in his second over, and it's Gabriel on the line of leg stump, middle and leg, and McGarren Shulet pushes into the onside, and the bowler fields. They're restricted to no runs, and they remain on 48 for 3. That's the end of the 7th over. 48 for 3. More productive over from the Constrictors on this occasion.
Yes, very productive. Some 12 runs coming off this over, the most productive by far. So with just 18 deliveries left, only 43 runs on the tin. They need a few big ones if they are to even surpass their previous score of 67.
And 67 proved insufficient in the previous game. They really would need to push well beyond that 67 of the remaining 3 overs. 18 deliveries, and Captain Al Prince takes the ball. He will be bowling to McGarren Shulet. He'll be bowling from the players' pavilion end, which is on the far end, away from the media center end. Smith, it is Smith on strike, and tossed up to him, and Smith is chipping on the ground and just driving this one out to the fielder on the long off boundary. That he comes up the field and up the ropes and restrict them to just 1. The score 49, and this time It's in the air, the fielder is hesitant and he drops just in front of him. That's the fielder coming around the backward square, and Magaran Shulet one more to the total. 50 comes up for the Mabia Valley Constrictors in the 8th over.
Yes, Kurt Edwards on this occasion did not make the sort of commitment required to take that catch.
And Dale Smith walks past that one. A very easy stumping chance provided to Junior Peter, and he leads that department. Junior Peter, he is at 2 stumpings. This is his 3rd stumping in the tournament. Most stumping by a wicketkeeper. Al Prince again.
Yes, you see the celebration there by Al Prince. Unique celebration, but he deserved it. Smith just walking past this one. This is about the easiest stumping chance a wicketkeeper could want. But Prince, as we have seen in previous matches, certainly comes to bowl at the back end of the inning. When you expect perhaps the batters to go after him, he tends to be very successful.
Very much so. A good captaincy on his part, and the Constrictors.
It's my life and I want more. More time, more power. Pay my Lucy like bill isn't hard. I pay with credit or debit card. Pay direct to Lucy like my account. I have the power, yeah. Pay online to Lucy like my account. Anywhere, any day, any hour. Lights are on at home. No more standing in line. No more worrying about my bill. Now I'm all paid up. Got more time to chill, yeah, yeah. Pay my Lucy like bill isn't hard. I pay with credit or debit card.
We need a cameo from Christian Ange. Al Prince to Ange outside of stump, and this one is just inside of the wide line. Ange not making any contact as he was looking to go over the offside. And Ange again, Prince into Ange. 50 for 4, 7.4 overs bowled. Prince into Ange. Ange is cutting this one out towards the sweeper on the boundary in the covers, and comes through for 1. Brings back the skipper, Magaran Shulet, on strike.
Yeah, Shulet has been striking the ball beautifully. 20 of 12. He certainly needs to chance his hands if they are to get to a respectable score.
Al Prince with the final ball of his over, and Shulet is going straight out towards the Dream 11 sign there, straight over the bowler's head, and that's a flat hit for 6. A good hit from Magaran Shulet and a good finish. The flat hit, very flat hit from Magaran Shulet, and the umpire has signaled 6, and a very good finish to the over for the Constrictors. This boundary will do their cause very well.
Yes, good finish there by Shulet. As I did indicate to you, he needs 2 chances, and he has been the one who has been the key striker for the Mabouya Constrictors in this inning, and with some 26 or 14 with some 12 deliveries left. His instructions to Ange should be just put me on strike.
Certainly, Ange should be looking to rotate strike and give Magaran Shulet, who's having a really good afternoon. 26 he has scored from just 13. And it's Christian Ange, the bowler coming off the media center end, will be Johan Williams. And Johan Williams will be bowling to Christian Ange. He's bowled 1 over for 4 so far. For 2 dot balls. There's no slip. Tariq Gabriel marshalling the troops as if to say he's the captain. He's moving Ernest Sexius around. Christian Ange, a very heavily fortified onside field with some free fielders parading the boundary ropes. Johan Williams into Ange, and Ange is pushing this one out towards square leg. They come through for 1, and that's all they will be. Magaran has raised his hand as if to say, don't think about a second. I'll take this one.
Rightfully so. Captain should take charge because he is the one really hitting the ball clean out of the park.
And Christian Ange doing the right thing on this occasion, just putting his captain on strike as well. And Ange and Williams into Shulet. Shulet is looking for a big hit over deep mid wicket, and this one comes off the body. It looks like it comes off the bat.
Yes.
No signal from the umpire. Looks like it came off the bat. And one more to McGarren. 59 for 4. McGarren has moved to 27. Ange is on strike on 2. Williams into Ange outside of stump. Ange is looking to cut. Again, we see them moving to leg. The batters moving to leg and looking to play on the offside and not making any contact. A good take from wicketkeeper Peters. Ange this time again just edging, educated edge past the keeper out towards the boundary, and it will go over the boundary now. A very educated edge, and nonetheless a good for the Mabia Valley Constrictors.
Yes, good educated edge. I did signal to you the previous delivery perhaps would have run it for Footman. Look at who is the Footman fielder. Al Prince is always going to win. The ball is always going to win this race. So I think anything outside your stump perhaps should challenge Al Prince.
Let's see if he brought his running legs today. And on this occasion, Christian Ange did not move away. He held his ground and played the ball.
Yes, beautifully executed shot by him.
Williams to continue to Christian Ange, the 9th over, deep into the 9th over, and Ange is pushing, and he's stranded. He is stranded, and McGarren Shulet doing the right thing. There was never a run there, pushing the ball very hard to the fielder and trying to go for the run.
Yes, suicidal run straight to Tariq Gabriel. There's no way they would have crossed for that single. Ange Pops would have been best advised to swing for the hills at this stage of the inning. Those singles certainly will not do. With Captain McGarren at the non-strikers end, he had definitely to either be contented to stay at his end or definitely swing for the hills. But McGarren would have been run out had he attempted that run.
And it's a good decision for McGarren to turn back and send Ange back. Mitchell Louisi is a new batsman. McGarren Shulet, Christian Ange probably following the orders of his captain to rotate the strike on this occasion, push the ball straight to Tariq Gabriel, and it was pushed with some venom. Tariq Gabriel just taking this one and give back to Junior Peter and effecting a very easy run-out chance. Mitchell Louisi is the new batsman. He's replacing Christian Ange. One delivery to go in the penultimate over of the encounter, and we have the rain clouds have formed very heavily, some dark clouds over the hills. The sun has disappeared and the clouds have given way. So it's Mitchell Louisi, Johan Williams, this outside off stump, and could have been just inside the line there, the guide for the wide, and Mitchell Louisi not making any contact. The over comes to a close, the 9th over, 63 for 5. Mabia Valley Constrictors really been constricted by the Vieux North Raiders.
Yes, Vieux North Raiders really large and in charge. You look at the Mabia Valley, certainly they are not in with a good batting display. After 963, and in the first game, they had only gotten to 67. So certainly, Clivers, they will not be posting a total perhaps anywhere close to 90.
We can conclude that judging by how they've batted in these innings, but skipper McGarren Shulet will look to push on as far as he can, and he faces up to Al Prince, and this is a full one. McGarren gets on it, he gets the elevation, and this is a big hit. This is a huge hit from McGarren Shulet.
Certainly, but you have persons in the upper tier of the players' pavilion had to take evasive action. Certainly, that was a huge hit there by McGarren. That would be 6 on any playing field.
Certainly so. And Al Prince at the top of his mark. The score has moved on. And McGarren again, this one played out towards long, and they come for one, the chance of a run out, 2. The wild wayward throw from the fielder there, and they come through for 2 very safely. McGarren has moved to 35 of 16. A good little cameo from McGarren Shulet.
Yes, good knock there by the skipper. Still possible that he could probably get to 50. Free lusty blows there would get him to 51 easily.
And he will look for that 50 as his team really wants it. This one is hit with something out towards the boundary. The sweeper comes around. They come for one. The second run is on, and very easily they take the second run. McGowan Chulet, another 2 to his score. He's moved to 37.
Yes, good run in there by McGarren. Certainly he has the skids on. Some 10 of the first 3 deliveries.
At 73 for 5, 3 balls to go in the innings for Constrictors. McGarren picks this one up again, high and handsome. It's onto the grassy mound. 6 more runs to McGarren Shulet. He moves into the 40s. 79 for 5. Constrictors have gone past the score they got in the previous match, Greg.
Yes, certainly they have, and got a good knock there by Captain McGarren Shulet, really taking a liking to the slow bowling of Al Prince, and with some 2 deliveries left, how many more can he get?
They might be able to get into the 80s, which will be giving them a fighting chance. And this time, he's pushing down the ground. He gets nothing. Al Prince falling away. One can say probably rolling away to his right and making a good stop on this occasion.
Yeah, good stop by the big man Al Prince of his own bowling.
1 delivery to go. Will they be able to get past the 80? McGarren Shulet is lining up Al Prince. He is looking to tee off. He tees off, and this one is going 1 bounce into the boundary. They get into the 80s. Mabouya Valley Constrictors, after being constricted for a while, they get to 83 for 5 after 10 overs, Greg.
Yes, good finish to the inning there by Captain McGarren Shulet, getting some 20 runs of the final over. Certainly they needed that sort of impetus to the end of the inning. That should serve them in good stead, getting to for the resumption of the next inning. Certainly they would be going on a high. They have certainly not gotten the sort of scores he would be looking for, but with 83 on the board, 84 to get something competitive, something to work with. And if they could perhaps see the back of Tariq Gabriel early, I'm certain they would be in a chance of pulling this one off.
McGarren Shulet has definitely given his team a little sniff here. 83 for 5. McGarren Shulet himself finishing on 47 from 20. Some good clean hitting from McGarren Shulet. But we spoke of 83 being somewhere around par here at the Bull Stage. It is not by any stretch a winning total, but it is something that the bowlers can work with and probably fight to the end.
Yes, once they could make early inroads into the Vieux North Raiders batting, especially if they could see the back of Tariq Gabriel very early, because he, for me, is the X factor there. And we saw how he batted in the game against the Central Castries Mindu Heritage. He really batted admirably. For me, this is the Eden of the tournament so far, and certainly he's very level-headed, and if he can bat through the inning, it will be a comfortable victory for Vieux Raiders, no two ways about that. But if Mabouya Constrictors have to pull this one off, they need to see the back of Tariq Gabriel.
In the meantime, it's a hold-up situation. Gabriel, who Greg feels is key to the victory or no victory, drives beautifully down to his mid-off. Admired the shot a bit because you think that they could have bolted for a signal. Mid-off had to move to the left.
There's a possibility of a run, but Tariq Gabriel wants to retain the strike.
Well, I think they want to maybe keep Gabriel's strike as much as possible. That's in the air, top edge, and could be caught, is caught. So your main banker, you will think, really needed to have settled down. Went for a huge, maybe just too early looking for that kind of shot. And the ball peeled off the outside edge, caught basically on the square. A disaster of a start by the Vieux North.
Yes, Reds, Tariq Gabriel will be ruined the opportunity of turning down the single in the very first delivery.
Yes.
And the next delivery, he top edges one, and the bowler takes a relatively easy catch. So this is the sort of thing that happens sometimes when you turn down a single that was available. But a good start to the inning there by Christian St. Ange. The sort of start that Margaret Shulut and the Mabia Valley Constrictors would be hoping for, to see the back of Tariq Gabriel very early.
So St. Ange, happy with the start. And the plans of mice and men can go in different directions. Peter, the two P's, Peter and Pamphil. And very cool. I can feel the temperature dropping in the box that we are in. So they are not a run on the board. They have lost a very important wicket of the main man in terms of the batting strength, Gabriel. That's delivery, which is hit through the extra cover. Picked up nicely, just stretching to the right. So another dot ball, so to speak. So 3 overs ball, and he hasn't conceded a run as he goes in once more. That's struck in the pad, a big appeal. They're really going up, and the umpire walks away. Must have been close. Must have been close there, Greg.
Yeah, this one just going down slightly, right?
I'll buy that. It was pitched up, and as you say, heading down. And Jay back to his mark. Very quickly, the Cubs pitched up, bowled. No ball. Signal, no ball. It can be an anticlimax. You know, you're a fast bowler, you run in, you hit the off stump, and your celebration is on its way, and all of a sudden, the dreaded outstretched hand, Greg.
Yes, I could only imagine what Christian Ange is feeling there right now, right? To be all excited to bowl Peter's neck and crop there, and then to hear the call of umpire Ashby calling no ball. So certainly it was a good delivery, one would say, but he transgressed the line.
Yes, don't overstep. So it's 1 for 1. Peter survives. Pampel, the non-striker. And Jay goes in. Can he repeat? That's hiked away to mid-wicket. Not picked up cleanly, but I think they would have made the ground even if it was picked up. So eventually, the second run, 2 for 1. Peter is 1, Pampel now takes strike. Chasing, as we told you, 84 for victory. We have a very dark cloud looming in the far distance, but it's what's coming from our far left. I don't know if our cameras can work their way to get that. And Jay goes in, and that's struck in the pad. There's a loud appeal, and are they going to get the decision? They nearly get the run out because the striker was looking for it, and no, very sloppy. Very sloppy. Very sloppy. No chance of a run, and the overthrow beats everyone. So the total now goes eventually to 3 for 1. 3 for 1. The over is now completed, an over not without incident.
Very, very eventful over, Reds. We saw the talisman Tariq Gabriel cotton bowl Ange. We saw Ange bowling Peters with a no ball, and then we saw a mad scramble in which Edmonds throwing a ball that, well, attempted for a run out which did not exist really, and nobody was paying attention, and the ball just went down for Footman for an easy run. So very eventful over, but a very satisfying over, productive over for the Mabia Valley Constrictors. Only 3 runs considered, but most importantly, getting the important wicket of Tariq Gabriel.
So A lot of action in the last over. Beaufort North. 3 for 1, as you heard, that's outside the off stump. And the rate required now is starting to climb. It's getting up towards 10. And if they don't get the ball away very quickly, they'll be facing a great amount of runs off the last couple of overs as Modest bowls once more. And that's nothing but an agriculture shot. He must be a farmer. His partner not happy, deciding Peter to come down and have a word with Palmville. That's not going to help us. We need to bat sensibly. Keep your eyes on the ball. Strong onside field, 3 in the on. And you can imagine, now we see that the third man is coming down towards the rope area. A wide for a slip, backward point cover bit off, long on. This delivery, it is wide outside the off stump, 1 more to the total. 4 for 1. So, Beaufort North getting 83 for 5. After being 30 for 3 or 5 overs, they did recover somewhat. It's going to be Modest ball and just reaching for it, but no movement of the feet, just pushing. And lucky there that didn't brush the outside edge. So it's been very slow going there, Greg.
Slow indeed, but good bowling nevertheless by the Mabouya Constrictors.
So, Mabia keeping it tight. Beats the 2 minds. Shall I go forward? And he comes back and dabs at it. So the pressure continuing to build. The rate climbing towards 10. Yeah, 4 for 1. We've had 1.4 overs bowled. And Modest going back to his mark. He's only conceded 1 run, 4 deliveries. Could be happy with that. Keeper standing back, Sargent slip. An ambitious shot. If you took a picture of that, you'll think it was hit gloriously through the covers for 4. The ball ends up over the left shoulder. But a different story if you see it yourself. Making no contact, but looking good, but not scoring well. 4 for 1, 1.5 overs bowled. And this is another heave-o. And caught behind too. What a display. Wouldn't want to tell anyone how well you did today with that kind of performance. So they are 4 for 2. 4 for 2, and he really tried. Oh.
Born from the same soil, growing stronger.
Raised of our own sweat and toil, doing it together.
I'll bank for you and me,
taking us forward so proudly. First National Bank, the best of who we are.
In the commentary box in over number 3, that's hit high out into the wind. It might drop and stay. It does. It wouldn't go into the rope. It can come back for the 3rd run. And they actually hesitated. I mean, you must be able to judge it. That's gone far enough for us to run the 3rd run easily. Eventually it was taken, and the total moves up to 7. 7 for 1. 2.1 bowled. Palmville on 7, Peter on 4. Palmville has faced 7, Peter 5. And Jay back to his mark. 1 for 6 off 1.1. Mid-wicket has gone way out to the rope. 3rd man is right back on the rope. And Bowler didn't. Well, the bowler was racing in, and the batsman was still. We were slightly with the head down, and had to pull out of the delivery as he walks back to his mark. Very cool, very overcast. He tries once more. That's a back of a length delivery and a wild swing and a big miss as it goes through to the keeper. It's 1 for 7.
Yes, Pamphile have continued swinging for the heels, Reds, but once the ball is back of a length, he completely misses. So the fast bowler should realize that's the length they should be bowling to Pamphile.
Ball again, very anxious to come in, have to pull out of the movement in. Now on his way, running very quickly. Delivery which is tucked out to the outside. Quick decision just to play that as it was on about leg stump. So one more to the total, 8 for 1. 8 for 1. Taking their time about moving on. 8 for 1, and we have had something like 15 balls. So not being very productive as Ajay goes in to Peter, and Peter plays and misses outside the lamb, the off stump, and then rehearses the most elegant shot off the back foot through an imaginary covers. Very cool. Temperature is starting to drop, as I mentioned earlier in the commentary box. People with short pants are going to feed it more. That's off the back foot, down to backward point. Nice looking shot. It raced away. Did clip it away. And it was just back up and outside the off stump. So, still 8 for 1. Still not making fast progress towards the target of 84. Delivery which is nicely lined, coming into the right-hander, goes on to the back foot, tries to punch it through the backward point area. Not successful, went straight to point. The end of the third over, and after 3 overs, needing 84 for victory, they have labored to 8 for 1.
Very slow going by the Beaufort North Raiders. Reds, if I could make a quick comparison to the game against the Central Cashways Mindo Heritage. After 3, they were 41 for 1. And on this occasion, they are 8 for 1.
I certainly would have liked to exchange that start to this. So about to start the 4th over. The 4th over. And Ajay to come from the far end now. Modest, I beg your pardon. Come from the far end with a solitary slip. Going to bowl to Pamphile to this delivery. Pamphile reaches forward, but doesn't really get in line. There was no movement of the feet as he comes forward. Wasn't easy to get it all right behind the microphone, but there's some basics that you got to do is pitched up. You can't stay with your guard. You got to get into line. Modest once more comes in, and that's hit away and caught. Oh, we have seen some very good catches in this competition. That was at mid-wicket, left-hander, left-handed. I think he's a right-hander by nature. Yes, brilliant catch. As Pamphile goes, struggling to get the ball off the square, and they're now in a deeper struggle. 8 for 2.
Good catch taken there by Zachary Edmond, moving to his left and outstretched arms dreads and really picking up a smart catch. But the dismissal of Pamphile may very well be a blessing in disguise for the Beaufort North, because he has really been struggling out there. Faced some 11 deliveries for just 2 runs. So
yes,
it may be the best thing that happened to Viewport that the Pamphile got out at this point in time.
Make way for someone else. So there's someone else now on his way to the square.
Kurt Edward, the brother of Larry Edwards.
Yeah. So whether his brother is here watching, at one time he might have been in line for a scholarship to the same college that his brother went to, but for no fault of his, it wasn't available. Quite a talent. Larry, of course, is left arm and left arm batsman. Right-hander he is, there's a solitary slip in place, and he shows the face of the bat towards the bowler as he pushes out in the offside. Maybe he's got to do what Gabriel didn't do, Greg?
Yes. Kurt has the talent. I don't know how much cricket he has played of late, but certainly he was one of the promising players at one time.
He taps away, modest balls, and that's cracked away, but he doesn't beat the cover. Didn't really caress it nicely to bisect the backward point of the squarish cover. Very often you see men, really like a surgeon going through that gap. So it's still 8 for 2. Edwards is still on naught, and that's down the leg side. That's going to be missing leg by a mile, and they shouting an appeal, but he must have got some batter onto it. I thought initially it was Spad, so he's 1. Peter is 4. They've moved very slowly to 9 for 2. 9 for 2, we're almost up to the end of the 4th over. So going nowhere fast, they've got their handbrakes on and don't know. So Peter is 4. Well, that's 1 for 2 off 1.5. Good figures. Goes very quickly in, that's hit down towards the third man. It drops well inside of the man on the rope, and they come back.
Today, I would like to introduce you to the fixed special deposit. What's so special about this deposit? It is all about you, the customer. The interest rates and maturity periods are negotiable. That's how special this is. The special deposit instrument was designed to meet the needs of those who cannot be accommodated within the existing investment options. For more information on our special deposit and other investments, call Fix today at 458-8700 or 458-8740 or email Fix at info@fixlimited.com. Fix, firm and upright.
56 for 1. And you're looking at 10 after 4.
If you look at the worm on Roland Cox's display, you see the blue worm is dropping very fast.
Well, Reds, Viewport is from the south, so the worm has just remained south.
Okay, well, here's hoping it gets too far south, it'll be a bit of a crash on the computer. So, who we've got coming in? Servin?
Sevre.
Sevre. Sevre. A very defensive field, long off, mid on. He's got a slip, square leg coming in. And there's a cover in the boundary out by the Dream 11 board display. Severin balls outside the off stump, and just slashing away. But even a little late in the shot, as if he was surprised by the pace of Severin. 10 for 2, 4.1. They are really in some heavy weather. This delivery, looking to pull that from outside the off stump. Looks a a little disappointed with himself and really going nowhere fast. The rate picking up, coming up to 14 now, 13.6. Greg, I think it's almost lost at this time.
Yes, right. Before the innings, I did indicate to you that Tariq Gabriel would have been the X factor, and we have seen once Tariq is back in the pavilion, batting becomes difficult for Vieux North.
Edwards, whose hope is on one, that's miscued, they will get a single. The ball is hit off the inside edge out towards mid-on position. Well, Edwards has got the strike. Maybe there's hope for this talent. How much cricket he's had of late, don't know. His brother got, what, 22 off 7 or something like that. He could do it at 22 in love time. So 11 for 2, 11 for 2 with a wide second slip. Let's see how Ed will negotiate medium fast bowler. Who plays high in the air, that will push on towards the rope. It will not go. It did not go, and they come back for the second run. So some indication that Edwards is willing to commit as he moves to 3. The total goes ever so slowly up to 13. And we are deep into the 5th over, 4.4. They really need to pull the choke out, go for broke. Edwards, this delivery goes for a shot over backward point, makes no contact, lifting delivery, trying to get it high over the inner ring, taken by the keeper. Have I missed something, Greg?
I'm not sure what happened.
I'm not too sure. Well, they've overcalled. So?
No, I think it's still missing a delivery.
So Roland Cox has got 4.5. So one genuine delivery, legal delivery is yet to come. And there was no question of a catch behind or anything like that. So yeah. Dead ball now signal. So we still have 2 balls, Roland Cox? Yep, he just signaled the dead ball. So 2 balls to come. 2 balls to come. In the 5th over, can Edwards take advantage of this? 13 for 2. Edwards on 3. And he waits very low crouch. Dabs it out in the offside. Ball pitched up, just dropping the bat in it. Gets the single, but he really needs a boundary. And ruling umpire communicating with the square leg. But there should be the standard signal when it's 2 to go. You see it signal to each other. So 14 for 2. 1 delivery to ring up the 5th over. Peters is strike and decides not to play. It's outside the off stump. It goes past the keeper. They don't look to run the by. So maybe the slowest 5 over in the competition, I would think. And Greg will tell me whether I'm right or wrong. And to continue what's been a very, very quiet 5 overs for Beaufort North, it will be lifeless.
Certainly the slowest 5 overs we've had so far in the tournament. Just 14 runs coming off 30 deliveries. Very, very slow going indeed by the Beaufort North Raiders. Having lost the early wicket of Tariq Gabriel, it has been a struggle since then for the Beaufort North Raiders, Clivers.
Definitely so, and the constrictors have constricted the scoring rate of the Raiders. And after 5 overs, 14 for 2. So it's very, very, we can't overstate how slow this has been. And credit to the Mabia Valley Constrictors bowlers. They've bowled some very tight lines, and Shulet into Edward, and this one looks like it wraps him on the pad, but there's no signal from the umpire, and he come through for 1. It might have come off the inside edge. The delivery that was heading towards the line of leg stump, and inside edge for 1. It's Shulet is he has to press the reset button. Shulet this time to Peter. Peter is on 6 from 13 deliveries. So very slow going from both batsmen. Edward a little bit, and this time he picks it up high in the air. The fielders come under it, and it's falling in no man's land. No man's land. The bowler should have made an effort to get it. It was closer to the bowler. This one was very high, but did not get the distance. Peter come through for 1 extra run. The score moves on by 1 to 16. Peter is on 7 from 14 deliveries. It brings back Kurt Edward on strike. And the bowler should have made a better effort, Greg, as he bowls to Edward. And Edward is hitting that towards a long on. And it looks like it's Modest. That's the feeling. Then it's Modest. They come through for 1. 1 more to the total. The score moves on by 1 to 17 in the 6th over, Greg Wilson.
Yes, Shulet on the last occasion really misread that Skyer. He should have gone back to make the attempt.
This time he moves into Peter outside off, and Peter is dragging that from way outside off, out towards long on, and they come through for 1. They did not pick up cleanly there on this occasion, Modest, but the batsman had already anchored and did not look for the second run.
Yeah, they needed, if we had just seen some more aggressive running between these two, they fumbled, they could have easily come back for a second run.
This time Shulet bowls to Kurt Edward, and he makes contact into the wind, but high and long, just inside the line. He picked it up into the wind and held back by the wind a little bit, but just inside the line to the deep backward square boundary. That's 4 runs to Kurt Edward.
Good shot indeed there by Kurt Edward. Captain Shulet on this occasion, just short, but Kurt getting into position very quickly and dispatching this one over the mid-wicket area, but 1 bounce into the boundary of 4.
Captain Shulet just a bit on the short side, but Kurt Edward looking to get a move on. He's on 10 from 12. The score is 22 for 2. They require another 62. This one, he's looking to go in the mid-wicket region again, but beaten this time and goes through to the wicket keeper. The over comes to a close, 22 for 2 after 6 overs. Greg Wilson, still some.
My family friend used to give me stories about Pigeon Island. I remember them vaguely.
The construction of the causeway in the 1972-73 period was an extension of a Rodney Bay development project. So it became a pride and joy when you saw the development taking place and all the different roads. But that signaled the beginning of things to come.
And now, roads connected, people connected, and a town that is the heartbeat of St. Lucia was born. Ay, ay, ay! That's my Gruzi.
Field. There's a fine leg, short fine leg in the circle. He has mid wicket, he has a long on, and he has deep backward square. With nobody inside on the onside, and it's Edmund outside of stump to Peter. That is the nagging length again, but this one outside of stump. Peter looking to free his hand, but not making any contact on this occasion, Greg Woodson.
Peter has shown. So as that anything back of a length, he's unable to make contact. And Edmund should just concentrate on bowling the short pitch delivery or the back of the lane delivery to Edmonds, which he has not negotiated. Peter, sorry, he has not negotiated at all.
This time is full and wide. The umpire signals the wide. The score moves on by 1-2. 23 for 2. We're into the 7th over. The 7th over being bowled by Zachary Edmonds, and we've had a number of dot balls, about 22 dot balls. 23 dot balls so far in the innings of the Vieux North Raiders, according to Red Sparrow. They're going nowhere fast, and this one was really picking up, and another catch taken there, edged, and a flying catch from the keeper well over his head. He took this one, Greg Wilson.
Yes, again, the short back of a lane delivery, just throwing the bat at it and getting an edge, and the keeper took a very smart catch. He had to get off the ground to collect this one. So the Vieux North Raiders agony continues. They are going nowhere, and they are losing wickets.
They are losing wickets. The wickets column is climbing for Mabia Valley Constrictors very much. One can say they're constricting the Vieux North Raiders, and Zachary Edmond, you can't keep him out of the game. He did not get many with the bat today, but he's catching, he's bowling, he's getting wickets. He's really a part of the game for Mabia Valley Constrictors.
Yes, Zachary really is a life wire on the field. If he doesn't come good with the ball, he will perhaps do it with the bat. But in today's game, he really struggled to time the ball today. But we saw him in the field, took a brilliant catch with his left hand, and now he's picked up the wicket of Peters.
And we see he'll be bowling to the veteran Straker. Straker has come in to replace Peter, and Straker is pushing this one down, to just working this one down towards a short backward square, and he gets one off the mark right away. Straker a little bit more correct on the technique.
Yes, Sean Straker, as you did indicate, a veteran, played for Central Castries for a number of years. And also he started his career in the game as a scorer.
We've not seen it in that order before, I don't think. From scoring onto the field, we've seen it usually the other way around. You play and then you become a scorer. But Edmund moved into Edward, and Edward is picking him up out towards mid-wicket. This one is going to beat the fielder out to over the long on, and this is 6-1 from Edward. Edward is fighting a battle on his own for Vieux North Raiders.
Yes, beautifully struck there by Kurt Edward. Certainly this one right in his arc, just clearing the left leg and hitting it to the right of Orishongo, all the way to the boundary over the boundary for 6.
6 more to the total, 30 for free. The 30 comes up, and this time it's high in the air. Fielder under it, looks like Rick Vellinoni takes it comfortably. Rick Smith it is. Rick Smith taking a wicket, 6 and out, and the Vieux North Raiders continue to lose wickets, Greg Wilson.
Yes, one really cannot fault Kurt Edward too much on this occasion. They are way behind the rate. The rate has already climbed to 17, so he certainly need to get going with 6 overs have already gone. One really can't blame him for attempting perhaps another 6.
And Zachary Edmond just holding this one back on this occasion. A slow ball from Zachary Edmond. Kurt Edward was in the shot a touch too early and only succeeded in skying this one to Rick Smith in a backward square area, in the backward point, sorry. And 4 down for the Vieux North Raiders. The Constrictors really setting up a raid on the scoring of the Vieux North Raiders. 30 for 4. 30 for 4. Zachary Edmond is in the middle of a really, really good over. 2 for 8 so far, with 1 delivery to go.
Yes, certainly a good spell there from Zachary Edmond.
And he's bowling to veteran Stricker. Stricker is looking to drive outside off, not making any contact. That ball goes through to the wicket keeper, Luisi, and the score remains on 30 for 4. 30 for 4 at the completion of the 7th over. At that same stage, the Mabia Valley Constrictors were 48 for 3. So very, very slow going for the Vieux North Raiders. And we mentioned earlier that the X factor Tariq Gabriel. Once he didn't come to the party, it was going to be a struggle. But did we expect that kind of struggle from the Vieux Fort North Raiders?
No, I did not expect them to struggle that much. But certainly you could see the value of Tariq Gabriel at the top of the order.
And Joshua Mann has joined Stricker with the departure of Kurt Edward. Joshua Mann. And I've just been told the Strickers might have some connection in Barbados. There's a little bit of a up and down, you know, as Captain McGarren bowls into Mann outside off, and he's beaten. Mann is looking to drive onto the offside and out towards the long off, but not making any contact. The score remains on 30 for 4, 7.1 overs. Vieux Fort North Raiders going nowhere fast, according to Reds Pereira.
Yes, certainly the two of them are laboring out there. Man really needs to get going.
And driven into the offside, the fielder comes around from a wide long, and he's exhibiting his football skills there. Lenny's putting the big size 13 out there, and they come through for 3 runs. A good 3 taken there by Joshua Mann and Stricker. Good running, good aggressive running on this occasion from the Vieux Fort North Raiders.
Yeah, good aggressive running, and as you didn't get, Lenny did come and put the size 13. Well, he's from the Valley. He should be able to play a bit of football.
He does play some football, Lenny's, and you know, almost every child in this area would have a little stint on the field, and this one is outside of some, that nagging length again, and Stricker shoulders, arms, goes through to wicketkeeper Louisi. He does not pick up cleanly, but no harm done. The score remains on 33 for 4. Constricting the Vieux Fort North Raiders. Another 51 runs needed from just 15 balls as the captain Shulet moves in to Sean Stricker, and Stricker is looking for the big heave. He is throwing everything at this one outside off stump, missing and through to the wicket keeper Greg Wilson.
Yes, Sean Stricker really perhaps looking to clear the players' pavilion on this occasion, but he's clearly missing by a long way.
He's looking to take this one to the David Hook stand, but he's missing by a long, long way as the captain Shulet bowls to Stricker. This time he makes some contact out towards square leg, and they come through for 1. Christian Ange does the fielding, restricting them to just 1. The score moves on by 1 to 34 for 4, and we're into the 8th over. 2 deliveries to complete the 8th over. 1 delivery to complete the 8th over. So some 13 balls to go. 50 runs needed for victory. McGarren Shulet bowls to Joshua Mann, steps inside the line, and he's wrapped on the pads, and he's given him this time. Joshua Mann looking to clear the mid-wicket boundary, and the 5th one goes for Vieux Fort North Raiders. McGarren Shulet, the captain, was very straight on this occasion, and Joshua Mann missing, playing all around his delivery, and a judge leg before.
Yes, good struck there by Captain Shulet. Really bowling wicket to wicket. Man looking to go over the mid-wicket area. Missed this one, was struck on the pad, and the umpire judging LBW. So the Vieux Fort North Raiders woes continue, and the situation as it is there, the captain, Al Prince, is coming out to do battle. But interesting, Clivers, the lowest score in the tournament, if my memory serves me right, was 47, scored by Central Castries last year against South Castries. Can the Vieux Fort North Raiders go past?
Get more with our Massey card. 1 card, many locations for your rewards. Earn points at all Massey stores and Massey card partners island-wide and watch your points grow. Visit our customer service desk at Massey stores or www.masseycard.com for more information. Enjoy the many benefits that only your Massey card can bring.
50 in 12 balls. So it's still possible, but given the skill set and the way things have been going for VIEUX North, one could say that this is going to be a big challenge. And Stricker is driving back past the bowler and does not put the dive with Shem Sevre. He can't beat the ball into the boundary. 4 runs to Sean Stricker. A very good shot from Stricker.
Yes, a good shot there by Stricker. On this occasion, Zachary Edmond just over pitching this one, and Stricker through the kitchen sink at this one, and in a flash it had gone past the bowler and the man Shem at the long off down to the boundary for 4.
Definitely Shem Sevre did not put in the dive, and that was all along the carpet from Sean Stricker. 46 required from 11. Edmund moves in away from us and bowls to Stricker. Stricker, it's in the air out towards a wideish long off. Severin is coming around. It's losing some steam. Severin will pull it in just inside the boundary. They come through for the second run. I don't know if Stricker would think about a third one with Alprince. Do you think Alprince would have been able to complete that third run?
Well, Alfred is new to the crest. I think he should be able to.
He's still fresh. So still very fresh. Alprince just coming in. He's not faced a single delivery. So he might have been able to complete that third run in a flash. Edmund moves away from us and into Sean Stricker. And Sean Stricker is giving him the chat out towards mid-wicket. 1 bounce to the fielder on the mid-wicket fence. It looks like the captain, McGarren Shulet. And the drizzle has joined us now. We have 43 needed from 9 balls. Zachary Edmond has bowled some 1.3 overs, 2 for 15. So it's been very tight stuff from most, if not all, the bowlers of the Mabia Valley Constrictors. Prince is taking guard. The drizzle is getting a bit stronger now, Greg Wilson.
Yes, but should be able to complete the innings.
1.3, just 43 required from 9. And this time, Al Prince is looking for a big shot, and he's trying to throw the kitchen sink and everything else in the kitchen at the ball and not making contact. The ball goes through to wicket-keeper Luisi, and the score remains on 41 for 5. 41. Still some 7 to get past the lowest score in the tournament ever. And is it possible? It is. Al Prince, Zachary Edmond, and Zachary Edmond gives him a full one. Al Prince is slapping this one out towards long off. As Shem Sevre comes around, he does the fielding. Al Prince humbles the second run. 2 more to the total. 43 for 5. Zachary Edmond, 1 more delivery to go in his over to complete his allotment.
One shot, Al Prince.
Al Prince, 1 shot. Al Prince, 1 shot by Al Prince. He did not make his ground. He was almost there. He was so keen on getting the second that he just missed it. Al Prince, 1 shot. So it's 42 for 5. Zachary Edmonds, 1 delivery to go in the penultimate over of the innings. Al Prince taking his time. Probably think that Van Luis can help him on this occasion. Edmund, Al Prince backing away and he's outside edging out towards the third man who comes off the boundary, and they come through for 1. I was told in a particular match somewhere that a guy ran 1 run and he ran a run shot on a single, you know. The score, the over comes to a close, 43 for 5. 43 for 5, 1 over to go, 6 balls to go. It's almost an impossibility for them to get this remaining 41 for victory, but they're challenging for the lowest total ever in the Dream 11 T10 St. Lucia Blast.
Yes, certainly. Another 5 runs needed to go past the lowest score in the tournament that was scored by Central Castries against South Castries last year. But Al Prince certainly has come out there and providing a bit of entertainment, one would say. He's certainly not going down dying. He's going down with his boots on and certainly throwing the kitchen sink. And as you did mention a while ago, everything else in the kitchen.
Everything else in the kitchen is going with it. It's a Severin. The last 6 balls, Shem Severin will bowl the last 6 balls of the innings, and Al Prince is on strike. He wasn't quite ready. Shem Severin goes back to the top of his mark. 41 needed for victory. It's a virtual impossibility at this point in time, Greg. Shem Severin into Prince. He taps away. Prince is looking for everything at it again. This one is just inside the line. Al Prince is pleading for the wide. He's not getting it. He's pleading. He's making a serious case out there, Greg.
Al Prince is suggesting to the umpire the ball actually passed outside of the box. Not even in the marketed area. Outside of the box, Prince is suggesting.
Severin is getting some movement away from the right-hander. He bowls 5 deliveries to go. Al Prince backs away, and he's looking for another wide. He backs away, and he's pleading again, indicating to the umpire that the ball had gone outside of the line. But Al Prince is moving away to leg, and he's not making any effort to reach at this one. 2 balls gone, 43 for 5. They still the lowest total of the Dream 11 T10 St. Lucia Blast. He's under pressure.
If Al faces the hole over, it might just be the second maiden at the rate that he's going.
That would be something. Final over of the match. Final 4 balls. Shem Severin misses run. And Al Prince just goes for a walkabout. 43 for 5. Straker on 9. Prince on 2. Sean Straker on 9 from 8 deliveries. Severin moves in towards the Prince now. Prince backs away and not making any contact. This one, a short lifting delivery from Shem Severin. Still, the score remains on 43 for 5. A little smile on Severin's face. And umpire indicating 1 for the over to Shem Severin. Al Prince might get one well up to him and will be able to get under it. And driving, Al Prince can try to get past the lowest score, 47 by Central Castries. Severin will have other ideas. He moves in and bowls to Al Prince, who's backing away this time. He's swinging, and a very poor effort there from Magaran Shula. They come through for 1. Is there a chance for the second? Al Prince is yet to complete the one. He completes that one now. And think about the second. Will they take it? Al Prince is looking for a second run, but Straker was not interested. 44 for 5, 44 for 5. Some 3 balls to go in the innings. 44 for 5. Vieux North Raiders has really made a mess out of this chase, Greg.
Yes, they really have not chased this total with any sort of conviction. From the time they saw the talisman out, they have just given up on the game.
And it's 7 into Straker, looking for the big booming drive outside of stump, but missing this one by a mile and goes through to the wicket keeper, Mitchell Luisi, who collects it. The score remains on 44 for 5.
Final delivery, they need a boundary.
They need a boundary. If not, we will have a new lowest score in the Dream 11 T10 St. Lucia Blast.
Because I can't see Al Prince running free to equal it.
And it's Severin into Straker, who's on 9 from 9. Straker is swinging out towards mid-wicket. He gets 1. They think about the second. He gets 2, and that's all there will be. The return comes into the bowler, and it is 2. We have a new lowest total. 46 for 5. The Vieux North Raiders against the Mabia Valley Constrictors in the 2021 Dream 11 T10 St. Lucia Blast. New lowest score, Greg Wilson.
Yes, new lowest score. The Vieux North Raiders really did not put up the sort of fight that one would have expected, chasing a moderate total of 84 for victory. But as indicated from early on, that the X-Factor really would have been Tariq Gabriel. And once we saw the dismissal of Tariq Gabriel in the very first over, it was always an uphill task, and it was a struggle for the Newport North Raiders to get anywhere close to the moderate score of 84.
Yes, and we did mention that 84 was a fighting total. It was no blow-away total by any stretch. But the Mabia Valley Constrictors they bowl really well and able to restrict Vieux North Raiders to the lowest total in the T10 St. Lucia Blast, 46 for 5, and a convincing victory in the end by Mabia Valley Constrictors.
Yes, very convincing victory. But credit have to go to the captain of the Mabia Valley, Margaret Shulut, who really played a captain's knock, so to speak, a blinder, to really have given them a respectable total that they were able to really go out there and defend.
Yes, certainly, Margaret Shulut played a big hand. The Mabia Valley Constrictors were struggling, and Margaret Shulut came in and played a huge hand and got 47 in the end from a mere 20 deliveries. But just a little point to note that Central Castries were 47 all out in the T10 Blast, and Newport North Raiders, the 46 for 5. They have a new low total, but they were 46 for 5. Central Castries were all out in when they scored the 47. But nevertheless, a very big victory from the
Prince. This was a tough one for you today. We noticed a little bit of frustration coming towards the end there.
Yes, a bit frustrated, but to be honest, I must say congrats to Mabia Valley, as I say in my first during the toss, made the best team win. But today the cricket was unfair to me. It's like we had one umpire on both ends, changing decision for decision. To me, that is not fair. After the game, you'll come meet and discuss what happened. But anyways, we didn't proceed to our plans, and I believe our next day we can come out better.
So you're going to start going back to the drawing board and regrouping?
Yes, we should do so, but I believe we have a good team there. The day was not go as we expected, but we have more cricket to come.
What any positives you got from today?
Well, the positive that we had a team to play, that's been positive, and I can still see the fight for the guys. We started very bad, but end up with at least 40 some free run. This is a good feedback for next game.
All right, Prince, we should look forward to seeing you in the next game.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, so we're being joined now by Magaran. Well, you lived up to your name, the Beast.
Yeah. I had a good knock today. I enjoyed it.
What was different? Well, today, what is different?
Well, I guess it was just my day today. I always back myself to execute. So I just had a lot of fun out there.
Give us an idea of what exactly it is, the bowling or the pitch was assisting you?
Well, I think it was a pitch that suited both teams. You got pretty much what you gave into the pitch. I think if you look at the match in our innings, for the first half of the innings, they pretty much dominated. I guess my innings just changed the complexion of the match.
That came towards because there was a slow start and you picked up eventually.
Yeah, well, I backed myself to clear any field in the world. I know that I have the power, so yeah, it came off today.
All right, Magaran, all the best and good luck.
Thank you.
There you have it. You heard from the two captains, Magaran Shulet, the winning captain, and Al Prince. Al Prince indicating that they will be going back to the drawing board. Magaran Shulet having a very exciting day. The Beast, as his name is on his shirt. But a good game nevertheless. We have two big games to look forward to tomorrow. The first game, you could just call it for us.
Yes, South Castries against Central Castries, the perennial neighbors, rivals for a while now. So that should be a good game to look forward to tomorrow.
And South Castries are defending champions as well against Central Castries. So a big game, and we'll see the likes of Johnson Charles for South Castries. And of course, Central Castries with Stephen Natram. Captain Stephen Natram, he didn't have an excellent game last game, but I'm looking to make amends in tomorrow's game. Our second game tomorrow is Grozile and Soufre. What can you say about that game tomorrow, baby?
Well, Grozile, the last game, they suffered a defeat. So they have won one, lost one. Soufre certainly would want an improved performance on the first game against Babono, which they lost. So having lost one, Grozile have lost one as well. So Fred lost their first game, so they are going to come in hoping to get a victory.
And we're hearing that we may not have, Grizzly may not have the services of Melius, their talisman, tomorrow. We cannot confirm that, but we're hearing that they may not have his services tomorrow because he is slated to travel to the UK. So we'll look at how that plays out, and certainly 2 big games to look forward to. But before we come to a close, we'd like to give a shout out to our sponsors. Our title sponsor, Dream 11, Calabash TV and Albies Media. We have Flow, Made in Paradise, Scott Sports and Awards, the Trophy Center, Blue Waters, Full 100, First National Bank, Kendall M. Gill Chambers. These are our sponsors. I would like to continue to thank them as they have contributed to us having this Dream 11 T10 St. Lucia Blast for 2021. So from our producers here, our commentary team, Greg Wilson, Joseph Reds Pereira, and of course, Roland Cox, our statistician and scorer, and myself, Clivers Jules, I'd like to say a big thank you for being with us today. You can view the replay of the matches tonight at 8:30 p.m. on Calabash TV. And of course, join us tomorrow for 2 big games in the Dream 11 T10 St. Lucia Blast 2021. It's Clivers Jules saying thank you and goodbye.